Last time on Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. You try getting a little bit to eat too, right?
Yeah, he's going to stay with Caslin.
As you begin trying the soup and bread, and you try it, it starts smelling really good. And as you bite into it, you're just like, man, that's really bland.
Dump the pepper in.
You start adding some more spice to it. It's not good enough. Nothing has tasted quite the same since you last had that piece of pie.
Fucking pan-glitching cock.
Damos has tasted something so good that nothing else will taste the same until he can get more of Miss Sprizzlegig's cooking. Alec is sitting in his desk that he has in the armory, looking at a silver ring with magical etching on it, just kind of spinning it in his hand around his finger, puts it down on his desk, and leans back in his chair with his arms kind of folded across his chest, just kind of looking, thinking about what Taffy said. Welcome back to Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. I hope everyone is doing awesome this fine afternoon. We've been talking about wonderful current events and financial uprisings occurring and lovely historical events. It's absolutely wonderful. Zach, how are you today?
Pretty good. Contrary to the name, nobody has died. So.
I know. No player has died yet. We killed a few NPCs.
Well, yeah.
We've killed a lot of NPCs.
That's just kind of our shtick.
Speaking of shticks, Jules?
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
It's a hell of a segue.
Exactly, I thought it was perfect.
I'm fine. That was a very weird segue.
And Shay, how are you doing?
I am trying to figure some things out, but I'm good.
Just good?
I'm okay.
Not hyped for a September 2020?
I can't wait till Grand Bazaar drops. I have so many things. I can't say anything. I'm not saying anything.
Well, when we receive our copy of Grand Bazaar, because we have the podcast actually subscribed to at least 4 things on the Paizo website to make sure that we get those things. Like, we're subscribed to like the adventure paths, we're subbed to a lot of the accessory books and all that good stuff. So when it comes out, we're going to be getting our copy before you do. And
Stay lovey. I don't have to pay money for mine.
Yeah, I know, but we're more than happy
In
to
fact,
make sure.
they paid me.
I know. That's the cool part about having a freelancer on the team. You get Sid, how are you doing?
Caffeinated and ready to go.
Sweet.
I mean, we've only been sitting here for like 2 hours.
No, hour and a half. Hour and a half. I was watching. We were getting ready and getting all of the...
Sweetheart, get out here and pick your spells at noon. And I'm like, but we have like an hour.
That expectation that we just aren't going to start on time.
Or the expectation that
ever?
it's going to take an hour and a half to make sure those spells are recorded.
When the fuck did Stano get a crossbow, y'all?
When did she?
Stano has a crossbow?
Yes, Stano has one crossbow, and you picked it up before you came into the Mwangi because you realized you needed something for ranged.
I guess what she hasn't used this whole fucking time.
Right, but that was also part of the reasoning why, as a player, you considered the sorcerer archetype, because then that also gave you access to range, and then you realized that your spells are the equivalent of better crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
So...
Fair enough.
And they basically take the same number of actions. With no ammo. Why does anyone ever use a crossbow? People who are listening, leave comments on your...
So in my other game, I use a crossbow. But 1, it's a legendary evolving item because War for the Crown.
Yeah.
And 2, because the character is a wizard and she has bespell weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So she can basically take leftover magic and channel it into the bolt and do additional damage. And then I'm eventually throwing her into the Eldritch Archer. So
again, why would a fighter use a crossbow who's not
why
an
would a
Eldritch
fighter
Archer?
use a crossbow? I don't fucking know. But
Like,
hey, you know what? We're in fucking Breach Hill, so she might be getting rid of some weaponry.
Like, I understand why, like level 1s and
in
level
the name.
2s would end up using a crossbow. Like, to me, that makes sense because you don't have a lot of multiplying damage dice as a caster yet. It's hard to justify a crossbow beyond level 3.
Yeah.
Shay and I went back towards our TikTok this past week.
Oh.
And I forgot just some of the most beautiful details. Like, half of them are just from Zach alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Mario fax machine line.
Oh.
And I spent so much time flipping through our TikTok, which, by the way, guys, we do have a TikTok.
I'll work on
Just-
doing more updates.
I just love some of the lines so much.
Do we know how much gold we all have?
I hope you do.
Quite a bit.
I
Actually,
don't
no,
have
d-
much.
that's a
but
different
I'm sure
game.
there's
Y'all don't
a-
have a ton of gold.
Yeah.
A lot of your
Yeah.
gold has gone into your keep.
It's called equity.
You do have a lot of equity. Yes, you do have a lot
Would
of equity.
anybody be willing to lend Stano 340 gold?
I don't have that much myself.
What's 340 gold?
A wounding rune.
What's gold?
Weapons with wounding runes are said to thirst for blood. When you hit a creature with a wounding rune, you deal an additional 1d6 persistent bleed damage. On a critical hit, it instead deals 1d12 persistent bleed damage.
Yes. Wounding is a very fantastic rune.
It is.
So, y'all have... One of the things I would say is that the second book of Age of Ashes is a little gold light, but it tends to be item heavy.
Yeah.
And so y'all have received quite a few wonderful items like that striking bow, the spear, a couple sets of armor.
Stano's not getting rid of that +1 striking spear.
I know.
Fiat gave that to her.
Exactly. I understand. Parties who are willing to keep mementos a little bit less would probably sell it and then try to buy the rune.
Anyway.
You could always sell that wonderful dragon necklace that was given to y'all.
Mm-mm.
That one's also a memento of
true.
someone's paramour.
Boy keeps just wandering into shit.
Oh, Deimos!
Yeah, Deimos has got this really cool magic item that does quite a few things. We haven't seen it come back around for a particular reason. Maybe I have to bathe the Deimos in fire so that we can see more of what it does.
I need to remember what it does.
So, when last we left off, y'all had a very eventful day. Things happened
Yeah.
in the Citadel. Then after all of the events in the Citadel, y'all began doing some recuperation. Y'all went around Breach Hill and tasted some pies and moose. Discovered that Demos's saves aren't necessarily as sturdy as either Kaslin's or Steno's. Which, Demos, by the way, as y'all are waking up in the morning, you could really go for a piece of pie.
Oh, that
You
This
crave a
poor-
little bit of pastry.
this poor dummy.
Maybe even you might be able to get away with a nice quiche,
Oh my god.
but you crave that which contains crust and filling. You're not entirely sure how well that's going to keep when y'all eventually go back into your traveling phase of things.
The pies she made, those are enchanted?
We don't really necessarily.
Give
know.
me
We
an
don't
Arcana
really
check.
know.
Okay.
I will say this while Taffy's prepping that Arcana check. Stano did not sleep in her room last night.
Where did Steno sleep?
Well, I'm assuming that there's a sort of a barracks setup or something.
Y'all do have a barracks set up, yes.
Wait, is that where the goblins are sleeping?
Probably.
The goblins generally sleep down on the first level basement.
Okay.
The barracks setup is kind of where Yolecha and some of the, we'll say, Citadel servants are sleeping.
Okay.
31.
The help.
Then, yeah, that's where she would have slept.
Arduino took some time to make sure that you, after kind of having an idea of probably why you were there, made sure that you had a little bit of additional privacy for that spot. And for Taffy's 31 there, what you think has happened is it's not that the underlying pastry itself is its own magic item. What you think has happened is that the enhancement of the ingredients and the use of magic in the technique has heightened the natural qualities of all of the ingredients. But in the end, it ends up actually acting as a refining mechanism. You think that the ingredients and techniques used in the pies and confectionaries that Demos and Kaslin have described make this food borderline addictive, if maybe not actually addictive. Not through necessarily magic, but magic enhancing the natural qualities.
I see. She's not going to say what we're doing.
Thanks, Taffy.
Now, in the interim, while y'all were having some fun in Breach Hill, Arduena was able to take care of any item requests that y'all had for potions and the like that y'all sent to him. So any shopping that y'all would have liked to have had happen for returning has been completed for you. So all you'll need to do is go ahead and deduct the gold from your character sheets and your reserves, exchange out the items, and all of that was still able to be done with your adventurer's discount. So you'll be able...
What's our discount again?
10%.
15.
Your servants are able to get you 10%. When you're actually there, you're able to properly negotiate it.
We have a whole keep to keep.
Yep.
Don't we get some sort of wholesale deal?
Right.
Can't we go to the Sam's Club of Galarion?
At the moment, y'all have pretty much already used up the Sam's Club version of Galarion for this area. Y'all are in a small town out literally in the mountains, days away from the main roads,
Secret tunnel.
all around what is normally monster-infested territory.
Mm-hmm.
That
So what you're
there-
telling me?
That there's even a Crink Twiddleton out this far is nearly a miracle.
So what you're telling me is that we have the military power in this town. Not only are we warding off the baddies from the area, but we're also upkeeping their whole economy. I think we have a little bit more leverage there.
Y'all have boosted it a little bit, but last I remember, y'all haven't set up any trade with the Akuje yet, so...
We're still attempting to clear out the...
I'm assuming that will be
Bullshit.
in talks once we finish handling their problem.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you get discounts now.
Do we have
Also,
any...
like, if Deimos could, like, maybe waggle his hips a little harder to get them to like us a little bit more.
Do we have any business-minded goblins that could come over the come over
Goblin
with us and
little
sit and,
three-piece business.
and create some sort of dialogue with them?
He's got a pencil
While we go
behind
do our
his
thing.
goblet ear and a little calculator.
You may be able to train
He has
one
a
up,
little,
but not within a
account,
couple months.
like band around his upper arm.
His name is Numbers with a Z. Oh, God.
Little spectacles that like fall down on his nose.
All right.
Goblins don't have noses.
That falls down towards his non-existent lips.
Yeah. Wait, do goblins have noses?
I think they have noses. I don't think they have lips.
I need a picture of a goblin.
If my husband had his way, we would have a 3-foot life-size
Oh my goodness.
foam
Yeah.
version
I-
of a goblin.
So I've done my own little bit of version, and we'll do a small aside here, of retail therapy, and
Goblins do have noses. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And
Confirmed.
we've gotten so many wonderful things. I eventually want to have kill all of my lovely players, monster-wise.
One of them is a 3-foot goblin.
And noticing one of the miniature producers, WizKids, has now available a 3-foot tall, life-size Paizo-styled goblin,
Yeah.
done in that classic style.
Question: Were our halflings able to get our shit sold?
Everything that you wanted them to sell, yes, and instead of it being sold at 50%, you would have gotten it sold at 60%. So the beautiful part about that, it being a Paizo-style goblin, it would actually be at the size that you would have for a small creature.
That's awesome.
It has its full armor set up. It's even holding a really cool weapon, and it's got this wide skull because of the goblin style that Paizo uses, which is perfect for hats. I think it would have been the most perfect thing to set up here in the studio to have as a holiday mascot, and just periodically put out pictures on the Twitter of like the Christmas goblin and then like the summer festival goblin.
So you're not getting the goblin?
I kind of want to.
So the real question is, where is it and where can I find it?
You can find it on Amazon. At the time of recording, it's approximately $600.
Oh!
Yeah.
I will look from afar.
If it was less than that, we'd probably already have it on the way. I did get a hard no from Sid on this one, though.
What? You gotta. I'm not paying for it.
So you're saying if I work a lot of overtime at the 9 to 5, I can have a 3-foot tall goblin in the house.
What's yours is yours, and what's mine is mine.
But also what's mine is yours.
This thing?
How
This
much
guy?
do monocles sell
Yes,
for?
it is.
That's cool.
See, I know, right?
He looks a little meaner than the ones that we have in 2E, but This looks like a 1E goblin.
Well, and it's the Weeby Goblins base goblin, either a goblin rogue or goblin fighter. I think it's a goblin. Technically, I think it's a goblin fighter. But just imagine him with a Christmas hat on. Put tinsel around his neck like he's got a shawl or something. Put like various little cloaks on him. I'm just saying, I think he'd be cute as the dickens. Put like little pasty things on his cheeks for like anime expressions. Be great.
I just imagine giving him little blushy cheeks.
Exactly! You could do so much coolness with a 3-foot tall, life-size foam goblin. That's all I'm saying.
You do you, babe.
That sounds like tacit agreement that I can blow some money.
That sounds like permission to me.
So what kind of things are y'all stalking y'all's expeditionary force with now?
I have to do that math too.
Yep.
I mean, rations.
Deimos just
for sure.
doesn't have much.
So y'all have been pretty good on most of your rations. Between Renali and Ubak and Kazlin's general voracious appetite, y'all have kept the store mostly cycled.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of what you set off with, you've eaten through, but y'all used a lot of jungle stock to keep it back up. And when y'all returned, now that y'all are wanting to kind of restock with more of the breach hill provisions, a lot of your perishable style of stock has now been brought into the lauders, and you see various goblins running around with jungle fruits that they've never had before, and all these kinds of wonderful bits. Different types of game that you normally don't find in this area, they're trying out for the first time. And so that's been a fun culinary experience that y'all have been able to share.
I think we need to have a family meeting, debrief on what we've done and how we're moving forward from here. That way we can get an idea of what we need to pack and what we need to buy. Because I know that we've defeated a lot of the pole things, and I know we've helped some natives over there. But I think really the intent of us going there was just to hunt down the cult, right? So we've done a lot that's not on our primary mission.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So y'all have accomplished quite a few things.
So I think we need to take a step back and see.
So which room do you want to do this in? Y'all actually have a war room.
Okay, yeah, that's it. We're using the war room.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so who are you wanting to make sure is down in the war room?
All of us, obviously.
Yeah, and is Renali still going to be a part of this? It seemed like she's been a little grumpy lately, so.
So Renali, who else?
Ubak probably, even though he's more of a
Tag along?
tag along than anything.
Okie doke. And do y'all want anyone from the keep to also be a part of the meeting?
Alex should be a part
Yeah.
of the meeting. And Arduino.
Yeah.
Also probably Yagi. Do Pip and Zarf seem to be the head of their little kobold crew?
Well, since y'all have just woken up, y'all haven't found hide nor hair of them yet. In fact, y'all haven't actually properly encountered them since you've been back. Last you heard, they were having their spa day.
Have we only been back like a day?
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
only been back a day.
Jeez. This has been a long day.
It was a
Yeah.
long day. Y'all slept very peacefully-ish.
Some of us more
Okay,
than
Taffy
others.
slept fairly peacefully, as did Kazalin. How'd Deimos sleep?
Just fine. He doesn't usually have problems with sleep either, so.
Stano probably didn't sleep very well.
Yeah.
Your 5 companions, plus yourselves, you find yourselves in your war room, which has a table.
Oh, I'm trying to calculate out how much money we're getting from all this. We have 12 clubs
That are worth $0.
that are worth 0. They're worth nothing.
They're trash. They're
Kindle?
firewood, essentially.
Kindling,
We'll put them in the armory.
goblin clubs. You never know.
Yeah.
That's 12 clubs that you didn't need to. They're exotic clubs.
Yeah. New York's
Which
finest
means we
club.
should get at least 1 gold for each of them.
Maybe a silver.
Sorry, continue.
And so you gather everyone up into the war room. There's a fine table to replace the one that had gotten kicked and smashed previously, where Kazlin learned how to duck again.
Yeah. Right.
And this whole area now being properly cleaned out. It has some minor adornments, but it is primarily table, chairs, and areas for holding different types of documents and the like. Still very utilitarian. You kind of see a little bit of Alec's personality kind of in this area here. It looks like it's kind of an area that is this mix of utilitarian and goblin chic.
Goblin chic.
You didn't know goblin chic was a thing?
It's like shabby chic, but dirtier.
Very much greener and more fur. That's definitely one of those things. It's you don't necessarily expect the amount of fur that the goblins end up using, but with all of the cold weather that's accumulated up, there's been a lot of effort put in to try to make this area a little bit cozier for folks. But it's not like plush cozy. It's the kind where you have a little bit of fur on the armrest, but then the floor itself is like almost threadbare. Where you might expect to have either tapestries or hung furs like you would have in the hall, you might have like one of... actually, y'all do see Stogrim's old picture with a relatively fresh frame that y'all had saved for him is like up on one wall in this area. It definitely... It is a bit of a mix. So, Caslin, you called a... What did you say? Family meeting?
Are we a family now?
I thought we were.
I'd be family with you, Taffy.
Aw.
Yes, I think it's important that we get an idea of what's ahead. That way we can plan.
Appropriately going forward, so we're not going in blindsided.
Right.
That's probably a good idea.
Considering the way we usually do it.
So Caslin pulls out the map that he had gotten a long time ago before we came in, and you all see that it has been marked appropriately. All the landmarks that we've passed and found are all filled in. And you can see that we have that the west part has been more filled in than the east part, at least the northeast part, and looks like kind of get an idea that that's probably where we should head. But
So you have Alec takes a look on the areas that y'all have been around and seen. From some of the stories that the kobolds have told and that Pib and Zov have shared with us when we can actually catch them when they're not trying to train or create. It's hard to call this sound they make music, but they're getting better. The kobolds have told of a story that this mining operation that they had escaped from happens to be up a river. And Alec begins kind of pointing along the map that Caslin has laid out. If I piece their stories together correctly, it looks like it is up this northern tributary some ways. From what they've told me, eventually they'll take the gold I believe they have in this mine out, and then eventually it will get shipped along these river routes outward. So somewhere along there is likely some aspect of the cultists' financial activities.
we have gone up towards that area, but we haven't quite made it all the way.
Maybe that is one of the first places that y'all should check out when you head back.
I think you're probably right. I think it would be a good idea for us to go there.
Looks like that is a solid 6 days worth of travel. Y'all said how long? You moved 10 miles a day?
More or less.
Approximately, yeah.
I suppose if you moved quickly, you could make it there in 3. Do y'all want to take as many provisions in your next excursion as you did in your first one? Do you wish to travel lighter than before?
Well, we weren't really hampered by what we were carrying before, so I don't see a reason why we should travel lighter than that, unless we really want to book it.
It's also worth noting we don't need to carry around the tents and such.
That's true.
That is true.
As
I learned spells along the way.
Taffy has proven that she does not need us to know them.
It'd be really nice to not have to carry all of that stuff anymore. You know how hard it is to swing from tree to tree with a backpack on? It's not pleasant.
So quick intermission, out of character. So we have, as a lump total, 432 gold and 6 silver off of what we sold.
Oh, nice.
We can break that down. 8 silver. Sorry, I can't do math. We can break that down into 108 gold and 2 silver each, or we could throw it together in a pot and buy a fuck ton of potions.
Wait, is that after you've already taken what you needed out of the pot for the 300 and something?
No, I haven't taken that out at all. Because this is the group pot, and I didn't want to jack 340 gold out of it.
So we have how much gold?
As a total, we have 432 gold and 8 silver.
How much do you need?
For that rune, it's 340.
Oof, okay.
Yeah, see. Again, we can leave this together as a pot and just buy a fuckload of healing potions if we wanted to do that. That seems to be where we,
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want you to have that rune.
Yeah, if it'll help the party as a whole, you being more equipped, then
And then we can just buy potions with the rest. I do have some potions still.
And I have heal and medicine.
I
how
have
much is the
anti-plague,
medical
elixir of life, healing potions, lesser, healing potions, moderate. I mostly have 13 healing potions lesser.
You have 13 lesser healing
where'd
potions?
you get all those?
I think I bought them before we left the first time.
Okay, so if we take away that rune from the pot, let me do this.
I do not have 13 healing potions.
And I have
Then we can split it between the rest of you,
one moderate.
and that would be 30 gold for the each of you.
You can use my 30 gold to buy some more potions. Actually, I would like to use some of it for a healing kit.
Yeah, I currently
How much
have
is a healer's kit?
30.
I don't know. I think Chris is looking it up right now.
So
Do
do
you
you
have
want
the
a
medicine?
standard
I
healing
have
kit,
medicine.
or do you want the enhanced healer's kit that gives you a bonus to your medicine checks?
How much is the enhanced healing kit?
I believe the enhanced kit is 50 gold.
Oh, shit.
So what
I'll
we
put
could
up some of
do-
my share for that. if you
Yeah.
want.
Sure?
Yeah. Kazalin travels light, and he does not have lots of needs, so
Okay, then yeah, we'll use my 30 and 20, or
How about this?
whoever's-
We'll leave it all in the pot.
Okay.
So we'll take away... How long is it going to take to get that rune inscribed on Stano's sword, though?
That's where you start running into a challenge. So Taffy starts telling you about what it would take to craft a rune like that, and you get to the equivalent that you need about a level 7 character to do that. Y'all don't have a wizard powerful enough in Breach Hill to be able to do that rune at this point.
Fuck.
And that's if they even had the scribe for that. So if you tried to,
What about the Akuje village, though?
they might be more powerful. You'd have to gather all the stuff and then hope that they had someone there to be able to do it. You do know when it comes to doing just the basic prep work for it, it would take at least 4 days.
Ooh. Do we want to sit on our gold pot, then?
Yeah.
I still want the enhanced healer's kit just because I feel like...
Can we get that in Breach Hill?
That one you can get in Breach Hill. It's
What
a
does the-
specialty good.
What is the enhance? Do I have that?
So
You should, but you also have Healer's Glove, and I don't know if those stack.
So the healer's gloves give you, I believe, a competence bonus. I believe they share the same bonus type. And so the healer's gloves would override the bonus from the kit, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they don't stack,
Okay.
so you don't...
Okay.
So the expanded healer's tools are 50 gold. And so this is bandages, herbs, suturing tools. And so what they do is that when you administer first aid, treat disease, poison, or treat wounds, they give you a bonus.
Oh, +1 item bonus to such checks. When you carry the tools from place to place, you may need... You keep any of the components handy on your person in pockets or bandoliers. If you wear your healer's tools, you can draw and replace them as part of an action that uses them. Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and get that then.
And I believe that's why that's where it overlaps with the healer's glove, because I believe that healer's gloves
Okay.
give you the item bonus.
So I do have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to get a level 3 rune inscribed on something?
Yes.
How long would that take?
Still 4 days.
Shit.
Most crafting operations take about that amount of time. Now, if you're willing to front the risk, they could try to hurry, and that would be me providing a crafting check. And anytime if they fail, you're going to lose the materials and have to recomp the materials.
Will I lose the item?
You won't end up losing the item, but there will be wasted materials in the process of trying to do
What's
it.
Krink Twiddleton's bonus to crafting?
Well, if you're wanting to get a rune done on it, it's not the one that you'd actually be having to do it happens to be the proprietor of the Wizard's
Trina?
Grace. Yeah.
What's
Trina.
her bonus then?
She would be the same kind of bonus that we would expect of a 5th level wizard to be able to properly do that correctly. I think we'd be looking at a plus 14.
We'll give it a try.
Want to give it a try?
Yeah. So
All
then
right.
we will be losing 55 gold out of the pot.
Okay. Minus my 50 already.
So 105 gold.
Yeah.
All right. So
Buy up some more potions and then
Yeah, I would say... Let's use...
Well, I don't know. We have 13 healing potions.
they are lesser. I only have one moderate.
The moderate healing potions are 50 gold each.
Oh, Jesus.
all right.
Oh, this isn't without our 10% discount, but
And I have.
Oh,
what are
right.
the elixirs of life? Like, let me look at this.
give me a minute.
So it'd be
Hold on,
45?
I've got it right here.
So it would come out in total to 94 gold.
Okay.
That's how much we're spending.
That's not so bad.
Okay, so I also have 3 elixirs of life. Obviously, the anti-plague, and then the moderate and lesser. We need to remember these.
Okay.
Stano still has 5 elixirs of life, 6 alchemist fires, I have a bunch of fear gems, 4 frost vials, and 5 tanglefoot bags.
So I would say typically for getting the rune, the crafting check that we would do for the rune, we would look at probably a DC 20 for the standard 4 days. Now, since we're wanting to hurry that up, we're going to move that DC from 20 to 25 to shorten the time.
Okay.
So this means that there's about a 5% chance to crit the rune to get it maybe a little bit sooner. So we're going to be doing the die here, and since Zach is the closest one to me, we're going to have Zach observe the roll of the giant D20.
Okay.
And do y'all want to do anything to potentially assist Trino to maybe ease that?
I'll lend my arcane knowledge.
Okie doke.
Stano can lend a crafting check.
Alright, so Taffy and Steno to assist. Steno for the physical alterations to the weapon, and Taffy for the magical assistance. We're going to have y'all start with a DC 20. And if you beat the DC, you'll get +1. If you critical the DC, you'll each add +2.
Well,
And so,
on my roll, it's already a 14, so give me a sec.
I'm going to say that's cocked.
I can't see it, so I'll
10
take
over
a word for it.
is...
I've landed on other dice.
It landed like tip up. That is a
31.
28.
So, the magical side from Taffy is going to add +2.
Nice.
And then the 28 from Stano is going to add +1.
Okay.
So this means that Trino will be attempting to make this magical crafting check with +17. So
Pretty
there's
solid.
a really good chance that Trino is not going to mess up, right? With +17 to the roll.
Are they-
It has to beat a 25.
25.
And that will be able to cut down the time from 4 days down to 3 days.
Okay.
If they critical, they'll be able to take it from 4 days down to 2 days to get it all said and done.
Okay.
So, a critical means that they have to hit a 35. For them to hit a 35, that means they have to roll between, I believe, an 18 to 20 on the die. To pass, they just need to roll above... Hi, my math. I believe to pass, they need to just roll above an 8.
Okay.
So, anything less than an 8...
Chris, roll the die.
Not, it's for everyone who's listening, okay?
So they have to
So they have to beat an 8.
beat or match or beat 25 or beat 25.
They have to get an 8 or higher
Okay.
to succeed. And they have to get a 18 or higher to critical.
Okay.
What does that say?
Ooh, almost critical. 17.
Aw.
I'm sorry,
So-
I'm not really as good with the suspense as you are. You're welcome, people listening.
So how many days is this going to take?
So this is going to take 3 days.
All right.
I mean, you didn't
It's
lose anything.
fine. Yeah,
Right.
it's not on her It's not on her sword either. She's gonna hand over the +1 striking spear and
Excellent.
get it inscribed with a returning rune.
Ooh, fun.
Ooh, nice.
Shoo,
I love that. That's my favorite rune.
I know it is. And ever since you put that rune on your weapon, I'm like, that's a damn good rune.
Other game.
Put that rune on fucking everything.
So it's going to take 3 days to have the spear inscribed. Do y'all want to have the spear inscribed before y'all head back? Or how do y'all want to work out the logistics?
Well,
since y'all
here's
are
what we're
here
gonna do. We're gonna basically drop that off with Trino, and then we'll go back to our war meeting, and we'll figure out what we're gonna do for the rest of the days at that point.
All right.
I love warm eating.
War meeting, Caslin. War meeting.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I mean,
significantly
more
less
eating too.
tasty.
We're
Here's
not.
pie.
No,
Taffy,
no,
where did you get that?
I found it on the door.
Taffy, no.
no.
Demos.
What did you
Taffy, did your
No.
parents never teach you to not take food from strangers?
There was no strangers. It was on the doorstep.
That's stranger. You don't know where it came
strangers.
from.
If it was from Breach Hill, it's not strangers.
Demos, there's a delicious smell in the air.
Damn it.
Demos, if you're going to eat that, go into another room.
Don't bother rolling.
No, I want to know what Chris wants me to do.
Your mouth was watering, you're salivating. You know you had a little bit for breakfast before, but you're just
Is this-
so hungry
Is
right
this a
now.
goddamn will check? Just tell me.
Well, do you not want to partake in the pie? You really kind of want
What
to.
kind of pie is it?
Taffy's already sitting down to eat the pie.
Like, you see Taffy taking a slice out from
She
this?
takes a huge.
Like, it's the size
Yes,
of, like...
he wants pie. Just give him the pie.
Alright, both of y'all go ahead and give me fortitudes, and we'll... 1 fortitude and 1 will each, please.
Fortitude is 21. And then will is 14.
Oh, Damos.
Boy, and his fucking pie.
I want to know what Taffy's role is since y'all are eating at the same time.
Fortitude is 17, and Will is 30.
We'll start with Taffy. Taffy, you started with a sizable slice. For comparison, this would be what you'd consider about an eighth slice piece of a pie. But that's not where Taffy stopped. Taffy didn't stop until she consumed well over a quarter of the pie.
Oh my god.
She's got this big gnome bulge of just pie filling. Like, you can see it just a little bit outside the dress of how much pie she's consumed.
Look, Stano, I'm pregnant with a pie, baby.
Hate it.
Absolutely not. I hate this.
And Damos, your hunger is satiated, but you're suddenly quite cold because you're not quite sure when you got down to your socks, but
Ah.
as you were biting into the pie, that sense of satisfaction just arose within you.
Is this like
And you
It's a
notice
freaking
that
stripping pie.
this is like Food
Wars.
Wars.
oh,
Except
almost exactly. And
oh no.
you feel the grain of wood in the chair that you're sitting. You're not quite sure exactly how your clothes just wound up. There's a pair of pants now that's inexplicably across Stano's lap that just kind of went flying.
Watch out for splinters.
Alex got the worst of it because over like one of the corners of his armor, there's the underbreeches that are sitting there, and he's just looking to the side at them and then looking back at Damos. And then he looks back to the side on his armor and he kind of picks it up with his thumb and forefinger. Damos, if you could pull yourself away from the, and you're just still eating the pie,
Oh my
like your
God.
fork goes in and it's just a slow, just the,
Oh my god.
just the chewing action. It's that savory, just every single bite. And about the time that you finish, both Alec and Stano are looking at you. Just daggers.
Taffy's like nodding off. She's so full. She curls up in the chair and like snuggles against her nollie.
Does he? So he's abruptly realized he's nude.
Well, it took you a little bit. Like, the first sensation you have is chill. You didn't remember it being quite so chill in here, and the pie is just so warm and filling, and that craving that you had earlier is satiated. It's just cold now. You think there might be some shrinkage involved.
Oh god.
He's gonna pull his pants back off of Stano's lap. Casually
He's
placed.
first, Demos, and Alec just kind of throws them at your face.
Dramatic.
I'll be so tired when this fucking pie thing is done.
He'll put his pants back on.
You know, that might be a battlefield tactic or strategy to employ at some point. Send your enemies pie, and then they'll have to continuously put their armor on.
That's
That's a terrible idea.
not a terrible idea.
Nothing like wrapping
When he is
gift
getting
in a
up, he
trap.
is going to kind of plap his butt a little.
Well, if you keep eating pie like that, you'll have to get new
Not
pounds. in the
Stano,
end.
not Stano. Shit. At Alec. He's just flirting for the hell of it.
Caslin, did you find who's responsible for
We did.
this? Who is it?
A new supplier.
It's Counselor Sprizzlegig.
I think the Callistrans may be interested in this one.
That's the last thing we need in this town is Callistrans.
Well, if they include these fantastic dishes that they're served in that keeps them warm and ready to go over long distances and periods of time, then we could ship them out and keep the Callistrans from coming into Breach Hill proper.
Caslin, did you have a plan of some sort?
Making money.
With the map. With
Oh,
the map,
yeah,
Caslin.
yeah, sorry.
In the Mwangi.
Well, the plan is to go where we need to go, and clearly, gestures to the map, we have places to go.
Where is this mine?
From what the kobolds had told me, it appears to be probably 60 to 80 miles away from the Akuje settlement, somewhere along that
Jeez.
northern tributary.
Did you say 60 to 80?
Well, it depends on what methods you take. For instance, you could head directly south and east from the Akuje village, and you could head that way for 5 days, and then
Do we
That
remember
takes
where we
you-
left the boat?
Wait, you had a boat?
Yes, we got it from the Pendergasts.
Ah. Well,
Yeah,
where did-
Jerk 1, Jerk 2. I told you about them.
Well, where do you remember leaving the boat?
Oh, right
I
here.
believe we'd left that at the Elephant Village.
I marked it right here. See, here it is.
I see.
Right there.
We
It looks
could
like,
head...
see the little mark that looks like a boat? That's me.
We could head due
It
It
south.
looks like a smiley face with a weird nose.
Well, that's what boats look like.
Oh, okay.
Children, please.
Well, if you...
I'll have you know, I am way older than you.
Taffy, I don't think there's a person at this table who isn't older than me. Maybe Yagi. Yagi, how old do goblins live?
Well, as long as they're not dealing with wargs, they tend to live about 25 to 30 years. The oldest, about 40.
See?
That's a
We
good
consider
long life.
those the ancient ones.
You're half-elven. How is that a good long life?
I mean, for a goblin.
From my understanding, half-elves can live anywhere from 100 to sometimes 300 years.
And your parents only have one child?
Yeah, it's a mystery. I assure you they are trying very, very much.
I suppose that elven
Ew.
infertility rumor is more true than expected.
A little, yeah. But they still got the human in them, so, you know.
I
They're
imagine that helps a
trying.
little.
Are you
That sounds awkward.
alright?
When you live with them for so long,
Would explain why he likes to get naked so much.
you
It
think
would.
it might be the
It
pie.
would actually explain that.
It just runs in the family. Your dad
Well,
liked the pie
and
too,
it's the
if you know what I'm
Andor
saying.
inside of everything. They always seemed a little lax in their morals.
Yeah, next time this is happening, I'm shoving my pants in your face.
Ooh, woo. Wait, no,
No,
wrong.
no.
Wrong.
Not sexy.
I think the next time you shove your pants in Stano's general direction, she might make sure that you have nothing left to wear in them.
Ooh,
She'll just split
Alec.
you in half.
Alec is
That's
not
dramatic.
excited to hear you talk about shoving your pants into Stano's face.
I meant in your face.
Speaking of pants, Kazlin, did you enjoy the new set of pants that we made sure they were ordered for you?
Yes, they fit spectacularly, and he does like some poses, some yoga poses,
Excellent. I was hopeful that they would be able to capture the full mobility for you.
and my full figure. Slaps his ass.
Taffy jumps down on the chair, runs over, and then goes back over.
Is everybody flirting with Alec today?
No.
Is that what's going
she
on?
slapped Caslin's butt.
No, that's not what I mean.
Oh.
I mean, whatever the hell Caslin just did. Everybody's showing them. Showing
That reminds me of
Alex's
this
butt.
slang term that the kobolds have been using recently. They
Right.
picked it up from Roxy.
Oh no.
I don't.
I believe the term is thick.
Ah.
Oh god.
I mean, fair.
I do squats.
So, from my understanding of how quickly y'all can travel,
I love that Alec just let it hang there for a second, then went so.
it looks like it would take you approximately 2 days of fast travel to reach where Kazlin has the boat. And that's a very lovely boat, Kazlin, that you have drawn on there.
Thank
We
you.
could take the boat from that area up along the river. My concern is that we really didn't explore this bottom part and that there might be something else there.
Like another dragon totem?
Hmm.
It's a possibility. We need to decide what our priorities are, right? We need to decide if we need to go to this mining camp first and then hit these other places later if we have the chance to, or if we need to just keep putting off the mining camp. And
We should probably hit the
dawdling
mining
around.
cap first. Anything that will disrupt Sulius's finances will be beneficial to us.
Agreed.
Excellent. So-
Okay.
Okay.
As long as all of y'all provisions are made, I think we have enough reserves to refresh all of y'all's stock.
I don't imagine there are, but are there any scrolls or anything I can get?
So for the type of magic scrolls available in the town, you'll be able to find or have made anything of first or second level.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I need higher level spell scrolls, not.
You need access to better wizards.
Yeah.
What level was Vaz? She was pretty low because we beat her.
Vaz
early
was
on.
5th level. Y'all, now, if you have Vaz's spellbook still, you can teach yourself anything out of Vaz's spellbook.
I thought Taffy
I'm
already did that.
Pretty sure I do still have her spell book.
Have you taken any time to go through and make sure that her spells could be added to your spells?
Well, we're gonna be here for 3 days waiting for the rune, right?
Uh-huh.
So I will take that time to do so.
We should probably get a message out to the Akuje to let them know that we're taking a few days. They don't think we've abandoned them. Demos, you have a
Hmm?
working relationship with
That's one way to put it.
Nikisha.
Yeah. What's your point?
You could go back and I'll advise her that it'll be a few days and then we'll be back on track.
So you want me to go over there?
You could take her some pie.
Is that a hint of jealousy?
Why would I be jealous of you?
I'm
Because
wondering.
that pie's delicious.
I don't care for pie.
She likes mooses.
Meese?
Moose.
Mooses.
Moose.
Mice.
No, moose.
Mace.
Moose is the plural of moose.
Elk
That's
tastes
how
better.
common works.
I know how common works.
Don't blame me. Blame Taldor.
I do for a lot of things.
Blame Taldor for everything.
Fair.
All right, so from my understanding of the plan presently, Taffy is going to take a look at Voz's spellbook and rip out every single spell Taffy doesn't already know from that spellbook.
I'm surprised Taffy didn't do that as soon as we got the fucking
I
spell
couldn't
book.
learn half of them
Yeah.
at the time.
While that's going on, because again, Steno and Taffy do have to assist with the creation of the rune as well.
Right.
And then while that's going on, Demos is going to act as messenger to the Akuje to let them know that y'all are taking some recoup and reconnoitering type of time to make sure that y'all are going to be able to take and explore the furthest, most easternly areas of the jungle
Yeah.
within the range.
Figured
And-
it was safe to split the party in that way. We've already defeated and destroyed. I mean, like, there's literally nothing between the village and the temple.
And then Caslin,
To our knowledge.
what are you going to do?
Well,
That's fair.
I think
I mean, something could have moved in, but
I mean, the hexes are right on top of each other.
that's true.
maybe. So Caslin's still thinking about this money making scheme with the pies.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you want to go pay a personal visit to Miss Sprizzlegig and see if you can cement y'all's working relationship?
I think it would be helpful to have somebody who has better diplomacy than me to
Well,
go.
everyone
to
who
ride
has
along.
better diplomacy is either going to the Akuje or is helping make sure that returning rune happens very quickly.
All right.
Unless you want to do something else. You could always go with Damos and make sure he doesn't die.
That's probably not a bad idea. I was thinking about that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with Damos.
Okay. So we will speed up the 3 days a bit here. So the
Alec is not going to keep pestering. We'll cover that.
Oh, poor Alec. He's so
between the requests for various items, making sure everything gets purchased, making sure that the gold exchanges are done, and all that, Alec as well as Arduena are busy doing that intermediary aspect for y'all down in Breach Hill. Then Taffy, go ahead and give me a Arcana check.
I'm gonna play the lottery, and it's all gonna be 14s. That's another 31.
You're able to get the third level and lower spells from that book from Voz's spell book into your own, and so you can use that to increase your spell repertoire. Let's go ahead and I will pull that up while we are taking care of these.
Okay.
And Steno, you have created the list and sent that out for Arduena and Alec, and have done a lot of direct work in making sure that the stone has been properly prepared, that it's got enough space for the rune, making sure that the rune etching's done correctly, so that Trinell's work is as much on the magical side of things as possible. And that has taken some time because it kind of pushes the edges of your crafting skills, since you don't have the magical crafting feat. So you're doing as much as you can in that area. And Damos and Caslin. So Caslin, you're the one who holds the key to...
Oh yes, we would have needed to see Castle and Damos anyway.
So you hold the key to the portal, and I'll set his ring.
Yeah.
And you and Damos set off. As you go back...
I'm having second thoughts about this because if something happens to us, then y'all want to be able to get back.
Y'all are going from the temple to Ackerville.
Just
and that's
saying,
it.
splitting the party and cutting down the bridge between it is. There is inherent risk there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I think we should be okay though, as long as our DM doesn't try to screw us over.